Hello and welcome to a new stream in which I am surviving on an island in Indev. Once again, I've been doing some work in between the streams, only on this area. As you can see, I've built a dock over there and I've kind of added a building over here, which I plan to use as a sugarcane farm in the future. Once you get to the versions that add sugarcane. And I've also worked on the paths a bit. Now let me just jump down. I've modified some a bit and added some walls to these areas to make it kind of look better. I've kind of lowered this path that's over here. Basically, I just didn't modify these paths too much, just a bit to make them look better, since I didn't want to redo them all over again. Oh, let me just quickly check something. Right. Anyway, and that's this thing. Now for the dock, I haven't really done anything yet. Haven't done much with it. I've just kind of done some landscaping by digging away some of the terrain that was over here and placing this wood down. And I've also dug away some of the terrain that was here so that I could build a ship next to the dock, which is what I plan to do in this stream. So let me just get some wood. As you can see, I've already prepared some here. I got some logs here, some cloth to make these sails, and some sponges to make this easier, hopefully. So to start off, I'm going to kind of decide where I want the ship to be. I'm kind of thinking that the back will be kind of over here. It will be kind of a wooden ship with sails. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there will be a good distance. So I'm going to start off with a general shape. I think I'm going to build a similar ship to the one that I've built in my classic city. But try to kind of make it look better. Now let's see. Why do I want the ship to be? Let's see, this is... Yeah, I think that's too much, so I'm gonna trim like 4 blocks maybe. I don't know where the log went, so that doesn't matter. I'll get enough. Now let's see for the width. I think this is too thin, so I'm gonna add the 2 blocks back. I think this should be enough. And the distance from the dock seems to be also good. So now for the length. Maybe a bit more, and then I'm gonna start making it narrower at the front. I think this should be good in terms of length, so I'm gonna mirror it on the other side. And I should grab more logs, not sure why I've grabbed only 1 stack. This kind of thing makes me wish that I had chip clicking so I wouldn't have to transfer the logs, the stacks one by one. Maybe I think this is good in terms of length, so now let's make it thinner. Now just thinking if it's... I think I've done it wrong. I was kind of making sort of each step shorter, but I think I should be making each step kind of longer. I think once I'm done building the shape, I'm going to view it from the tower and climb on top of it. I'd say that's good, although now that I think about it, I should have probably built the outline out of blanks instead of blocks. That's probably fine. I'm just gonna do different hours because I was thinking kind of having the deck be like one block of the water and like having a too high strip of blocks where the top block would be the sort of fence around the deck or whatever you call it. Anyway, as you can see, this custom tree is still in progress, but all the other trees are, well, all the other custom trees that I've added here are finished already. Anyway, now I need to just grab some planks. Wish I had shift clicking for this, but we're still in Indev. It will take quite a while before I get to a version which actually has shift clicking. Anyway, now I'm gonna make the deck. And while I do that, I think I'm also going to add some... I don't think I need some sponges for it. I'm just gonna place some planks. And just let the water slowly evaporate. Yeah, as you can see, it's slowly disappearing and eventually will go away. But anyway, now I'm gonna do the deck, and while I do that, I'm gonna talk about my plans. That's something that because I've been thinking about what I like to do with this series, and what I came up with is that I'm thinking of like making an episode, or rather a regular video instead of a stream. Well, not instead of a stream, but along the streams that I'm doing, where, well, I just do a video of me playing here instead of a longer stream. Basically, the plan would be to like show off the island, how the progress so far, and of course do some progress. But the video isn't something that would sort of come soon, since I've kind of got a schedule where I like release one video per every week, and I do a stream bi-weekly currently. So it would take a while before a video from here would come, because, well, currently today is Saturday and I already have a video planned for the upcoming Monday, which is, I believe, the 4th. So I've got a video prepared for then. Then the next Monday, which is, I believe, the 11th, I plan to release another episode of the Experiencing Infdev Plus series, since I got some things planned to do which I haven't been able to do in the last episode. These things include some mobs, the mob changes that have been made. So it wouldn't be on the 11th. It also wouldn't be on the 18th because it would kind of interfere with the stream. Because if I were to... Sorry about that. If I were to like record the video before the 18th, then the progress that I would make would be like shown in the stream before I would make or release the video, which I don't think I'd like. But yeah, I haven't yet. These are the current plans, and I'm thinking of doing it. I think it would be cool. And it would also mean that I would make more progress, since I'd be focusing more on this project. rather than just playing it whenever I happen to have time or like during streams. So basically the streams would be more reserved for more interesting stuff. Maybe like, well, if I were to do it go along with this in the future, then these streams could be like reserved for more interesting stuff, like exploring the world, and the videos would be focused on kind of, well, not less interesting stuff, but stuff where I might want to cut out some things, some of the boring things, like maybe building a farm or something like that. Aside from that, I've also been kind of working on my website. I believe I've mentioned it in the last stream or the stream before it. It's still a work in progress. I kind of want to do some more. I want to work more on the website about the Experiencing Infdev series before like announcing it and kind of showing it. Of course, some other people have already seen it, since I'm hosting it on the NeoCities website. Not sure if you've heard of it. But aside from that, I haven't really like announced it on YouTube or like any of the Discord servers where I'm in, where like show the or where I promote this series. Anyway, as you can see, I've added the sort of border thing around the deck so that you don't fall out, and currently adding sort of a bridge which you can use to reach the boat, the ship. Anyway, currently it's not looking particularly interesting. I'm going to light it up so no mobs spawn in here in case I go away. I must admit, I kind of went into this without many plans, so I'm not... So about it. Anyway, what I was trying to say is... I'm not sure how the ship will turn out. Anyway, now I'm just thinking about the next step. I think that will be the front, to kind of make it a bit more interesting. Kind of make it pointy like so. I think that works. Let's see, I think I'm gonna make this shorter. Yeah, I think I'm kind of trying to decide what I want to do. I think this kind of works. Maybe I'll edit in the... Well, maybe I'll modify it later, but for now I'll keep it like this. And now the sun is coming out, so I can now work on the underside of the ship. Make the shape of it, and also add some torches so I can actually see while I'm here. Anyway, as you can see, the water is slowly disappearing due to the jank water physics. Now let's see where is the middle. It's here. So let's see, like so. Maybe more. No, like this. And I should be careful not to drown. After all, this isn't classic, so I need to be careful about my oxygen supply, because... Which reminds me that I should add some sponges here so I don't have to worry about that. And somewhere along the line I should also start placing the blocks higher. Once I get to the front of the ship. Anyway, I'm kind of trying to place them efficiently. Although I probably don't need to, since I've got quite a few sponge blocks. Well, let's see how far along are we. I think now I'm going to go to the front and kind of decide how I want the shape to be. I'm gonna place this one maybe a block further. And place down a sponge so that the block breaking doesn't take so long. Anyway, let's see, that's 3. So for now it's gonna be 2. Oh. These shapes are kind of difficult to do. I think I got it now. Let's see, I think... I think this sort of shape should be good. Maybe. I'm just gonna keep it like this for now. Maybe I'll change my mind later on. For now I'm gonna do it like so. Let's see how is this doing. The water is almost gone, which is quite nice. So now what I'm gonna do is add more sponges. I'm gonna grab some dirt as scaffolding so that I can place it in between those sponges to kind of clear some space. And I think I got some dirt over here. Yeah, these are some building blocks that I've been using off stream to work on this area. Now let's see, it's... Anyway, sorry about that. As you can see here, we got some iron. I was actually mining some of it while working underwater, but didn't really mine all of it because I did, for some reason, didn't think to use the sponges to actually work underwater, which I should have thought of earlier and use it earlier, because I was... But there have been several times when I've been working underwater and clearing away some blocks that have been underwater. And just having these sponges, or using these sponges, would have been useful. I can't believe I didn't think of it. But anyway, now the other side, which I can just start from the front. Not sure why I was going to the back. Although now I'm just thinking that it will probably be annoying to get rid of these sponges once I'm done with this, but that's something for me to deal with after the stream. But it's probably better than having to build underwater. Anyway, now I'm just going to place some dirt blocks and remove them to let all of this water evaporate, which just made me realize that I made a bit of a mistake, because the place where the sponges currently are is where the walls of the ship will be, so I'm gonna need to place them a block further in and remove the ones on the sides. That was a bit of a mistake, but it should be fine. I'm also going to quickly place some dirt in here to remove this water. It would be nice if there was a tool for the sponges, like for example the O or something like that. It's a good thing that I've got the sponges from the debug chests. I just wish they didn't lose their functionality in Infdev. Would be useful to have them done. And I guess Notch didn't add that functionality to Infdev because you can't really obtain them in Infdev. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to light this area up a bit more with some torches temporarily, since they'll be going away soon. Now let's see, with that done, I need some planks. To start working on the, I think it's called the hull of the ship, or the body of the ship, well, not sure, doesn't matter right now. Now let's see, I think I'm going to place some blocks into the corners. And just start filling out the body, at least until the part where it curves, because there the shape will be a bit more difficult and will require some more thought. Give me a moment, I've got to take care of something very quick. Alright, I'm good. So let's see, now I'm gonna make this go a bit inwards. And I've got to move the sponge a bit. Oh well, I'm fed, as you can you probably can't see, but I'm currently working on a ship next to a dock that I've built off stream. Not sure if you are watching. Yeah, I think I saw that Steelcat was like streaming until not too long ago. Thankfully I've got the sponges with me from the debug hose, which makes building this somewhat easier, since I don't have to worry about running out of air. And I also won't have to worry about clearing the inside of the ship of water. Anyway, now I'm just trying to kind of figure out the shape Oh, I was almost. Could have been bad. Thankfully, I got all the other sponges here. I need to be careful and place the sponge before removing it. I've been careless with that. By the way, also, I don't think you weren't here, but earlier in the stream I was talking about my plans to kind of do some episodes, like videos of this series, instead of doing like only streams. Not sure how to explain. Basic kind of do a hybrid series where I've got both, where I do both streams and videos sometimes. I feel like that would be nice for progress, since I would also just spend more time focus on this series as on this project, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to focus on building the ship. Yeah, something like progress reports and kind of just work on something. I feel like it would be nice to get like progress on. So for example, once I get to like Infdev and the forest and just further on. Almost lost a sponge there, but anyway, once I get to Infdev, I could like use the streams to do some like interesting stuff, for example exploring and such, where it would be like fun to watch live, but the videos would be used maybe for like farm building, where I'd want to cut out a lot of the things, like where I just show the progress, continue on, show more progress, and just build the farm like that before, because I feel like building a farm on stream or something like that wouldn't be that interesting. Yeah, it's good to hear that you are done with Chandler. It's gonna be interesting to see how well the mod plays once the wall cleanup is done, especially with the structures and how junk they are. Now let's see what I'm doing. Right, making this a bit like so. Then I'm gonna add the floor. Also, as you can see, I've decided to like start streaming on Saturdays since you've stopped streaming. So I feel like streaming on Saturdays is better for me. Yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully it goes well and you're able to finish it in time. Also, I don't think I've mentioned it too, but I'm also thinking of, like for this series, I'm thinking of doing some like special streams. For example, like in Indev, with this Indev island, I would like to like play on this island in Indev Plus to, well, just do a special stream and play Indev Plus. I think that could be interesting. Although I'll need to do some changes to the file, because I've noticed that when I've tried to open it in Indev Plus, I had like some cloth blocks replaced by some other blocks, but I should be able to fix it by doing with some code. Shouldn't be too hard. just looking at the shape of the ship, and I think I'm gonna remove the locks from the corners. Gonna makes it look too square. I'm gonna place them here, I think. And over here. And I think something like this is good. So I think I'll just quickly move the sponge over here. And add a rudder here. And maybe off stream I'll just place in some more sponges and remove some of the blocks around the ship so it doesn't look like it's stuck on ground. And also get all of the iron ingots over here. I think now it will be easier because I've realized that I can just use sponges to clear blocks underwater. I'm surprised that I haven't thought of it earlier. Now for the front of the ship, I think I'm gonna do one block below like this. Maybe until well, probably the whole length like so. Also, I've been thinking about like the name for this series once I get like Infdev. I've been thinking maybe like naming it something like City Through the Versions, I think. Previously I was thinking of calling it a Polyworld City project, but I feel like it's kind of generic, so kind of include the Polyworld word. So I feel like naming it like City Through the Versions kind of show that my plan is to kind of expand a city as I go through the versions. Could be interesting. So for example, for Infdev it would be like a City Through the Versions stage Infdev, and I just have like episode 1 and such. I think that could work, unless I come up with a better name. Anyway, I think the shape is looking good so far. I think this kind of works. Now I just need to mirror it on the other side somehow. I really hope that I don't lose any of the sponges that I got here. But I guess if I do, I might stupid during Indev, although once I get there I won't really need those for a while, since the functionality won't be in Infdev, which I just realized that I haven't been paying attention to how I've been placing the blocks. Now let's see. I think I need to go inwards. And how many blocks? Yeah. 3 blocks should be enough. Oh yeah, I think this is a good size for the captain's quarters. I'm just kind of trying to decide how I want to build it. And also I need to build like a staircase that goes up to where the helm is. I think that's where it's called. Basically from where you steer the ship. Also, I just realized that we are 52 minutes in and I haven't saved. So I just gotta save real quick to not lose any progress. Because I've already died at the end of one of my streams, thus losing like, well, close to 2 hours of progress. Or something like that. So I'd rather not repeat that. Also, I wanted to make the room 3 blocks tall. Also, I don't believe I've mentioned it during this stream, but I plan to stream Infdev Plus on the next weekend. I plan to stream myself fixing the blocks that have been broken thanks to the block cleanup, like, you know, the stairs, slabs, and the hardened clay. So it's something that I'll do in on the next weekend and the weekends following that, since it will take quite a while to fix everything, since there are a lot of blocks to fix since I got a big base. But I won't be fixing like all of the... I won't be fixing the blocks in my secondary bases since I don't think that's important. And it seems like you're having fun with the block cleanup. I'll also have fun with block cleanup the next weekend once I start fixing the blocks. Also looking at this. Oh, right, chunks not blocks, but still, I'll have fun with block cleanup, since I need to clean up the blocks, the stair blocks, slide blocks, and everything like that. Yeah, I guess working with others means that you got less work, but sometimes it can mean that you got more work in the future when you are fixing the stuff they do. What they did. Like now, for example. Anyway, these will be the captain's quarters, so I just need to decorate them a bit. And the first thing I'm gonna do is add a table in here with a chair. And I think I'm gonna bring some bookshelves from from my tower, since I just thought it'd be nice to add them to make it look like the captain is storing the maps. Although I did not think about the captain would be me, since this is my island and that is my ship. Thankfully I've used got the stuff from the debug chest, otherwise I wouldn't really have access to the bookshelves. But I've only got a limited amount, so I got to be careful. Which just reminds me that I can't remember where the bookshelves are. I think they might be on the... oh, they are here. Anyway, looking at the time, I think I might be able to finish the ship in the stream. Hopefully. It looks like I missed a block with the staircase. There we go. But I feel like it's too much. This is too much blocks, so I'm gonna replace some of them with planks. I shouldn't have the bookshelves on the hotbar. This is quite sad. Anyway, I think this looks better. And what other improvement that I just thought of is placing some locks into these corners. Yeah, I think that looks better. Although, for some reason I thought that the window is off center. But I feel like it's because the wall is kind of off balance with the staircase over here. Which kind of makes it look like the window is off center. Also, the window looks kind of small, but it's fine. Maybe let's see what I wanted. Alright, I wanted to grab some bread. And I think I'm also going to replace some of the planks that are over here with blocks. Yeah, I think this will look better since it kind of breaks it up. And in the front, I'm going to do it with each step. I see. That's unfortunate. Alright, see ya. In the meantime, I'll continue working on this ship. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it this stream. Also, this just reminded me that I forgot to place empty bookshelves. I think I'm gonna place them on this wall here. And add some logs to kind of separate them. Well, no, I don't think that it looks all that good, but I'll keep it like that. Should be good enough. I gotta put away these bookshelves so that I don't accidentally use them. Now, what do I want to do next? I think a staircase could be good. Although, I don't think I need... I was thinking of like building a staircase from the captain's quarters to the helm, but I don't think that's necessary. For the helm... Let's see. I need the thing for steering, which I forgot how is it called, or what is it called. Anyway, we are slowly... This thing is slowly turning into a ship, which is quite nice. Now I just need to add the decorations to here. Anyway, looking at this, I think it's looking kind of nice. So I think the next thing that I'm gonna do is add some sails to this thing, which just makes me think that building up will mean like a lot of fall damage. So what I'm gonna first do is decide where I want the first sail to be, and I think it's gonna be over here. I'm gonna build it up, then go down, which just made me realize that I like no good way of accessing the area below the deck, and I just hurt myself. Oh, that's fine. Anyway, now I'm over here. So what I'm gonna do is remove this sponge over here. This makes the water flow inside, but that's kind of not enough. There we go. This should be enough to stop my fall. And I just realized that I should have made it in the wrong place. I once again disappoint myself. I think I can remove the sponges on the inside, kind of. I'm going to move the ones from the inside and kind of place them better. Not the one from here. I'm gonna remove the ones that are in the middle. That could have been bad, almost could have flooded it. Although, I'm not gonna... What I'm trying to say is that I'm not gonna put the sponges in right away, since I don't plan to work on the inside right now. Instead, I'm gonna place the sponges kind of in here so that I can get the water in. And I'm gonna quickly save just in case. And there we go. Now this water should protect me from dying. And I still need to build a proper way to get up and down. Now let's see, how tall do I want these things to be? Maybe all the way to build height, but that's probably too tall. So what I think I'm gonna build them to the build height and then see how much do I want to shorten them. And yeah, seems like I didn't take any damage. For a second I thought that I would. That is good that I didn't. Now let's see, how tall do I feel like it is? I think it might actually be a good height if I make it like, add like 2 sails. Maybe 1 sail to the front, or maybe like I could add like a triangular sail to the front. We'll see. Also, I just remember I think these things are called the masts. And yeah, I think the first sail is gonna be like so. And I'm gonna quickly put away the bookshelves since I don't need them anymore, and I might accidentally place them. and I think that's good in terms of width. Now I just need to decide how tall do I want the sail to be. I must also made the hole wider so I can fall into the water again. And I'm currently kind of eyeballing it in terms of the height of the sail. So I'm gonna try to place in the locks and then see if I like it. And I feel like that's not tall enough. Maybe if I think if I make it 2 blocks higher, then that will be good. Also, this has made me realize that I should have placed a torch at the top of the mast so that I can actually see how high it is, even at night. Because otherwise it is hard to like estimate how tall do I want the cells to be, or rather how big in general do I want them to be. And I think I still got enough space for 2 sails. For a second I was worried that I could die, but I didn't. I just gotta be... I gotta be more careful. This project would definitely be a lot easier if I could sneak and use scaffolding, since I wouldn't have to worry about the... when I say scaffolding, I mean like the scaffolding from modern Minecraft, where you can just climb through it. If I had that, I wouldn't have to like tear the dirt pillar down. Alright, this should now be good. So I'm gonna remove these logs which I don't need anymore. Let's see how is this looking. Yeah, I think it's looking better, but now I feel like I should make it a block wider. Well, of course. Anyway, for now I'm gonna make it a block wider at the bottom. And I'm gonna make it wider at the top later. Oh, we're right now, but first I need to measure how big this thing is. So for width we got 6 blocks, and for height, let's see, although that I think about it, I'll be making the top sail smaller. I think 1 block of each side, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. So that's 7 tall, so there'll be 6 and 5. Also, one more thing that I like to do is to add a crow's nest to the top and a flag, although I'm not sure how much space I will have for that. So I'm gonna need to do some measuring. So right now I'm just thinking about how I want to approach this. I think it's going to be 2 pillars. So if I were to... So what I would like to do is add a flag, which would be, let's see, 3 blocks tall, with 2 blocks above it. 2 blocks below it. Now if I were to go down, I'd have crow's nest, which is 3 blocks, like so. This would be like the bottom. This gives me how many blocks. It's kind of difficult to count since it's kind of getting dark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 7 blocks. Which I'm not sure if that will work out quite well for me. Well, of course. I think what I'm gonna do is make the bottom sail 1 block lower. And I should also make another shovel, because this one won't last too much longer, although I already have one, so that's fine. Now let's see. This is what happens when you don't plan things. You end up having to make a lot of decisions like this on the fly. Anyway, I think that now that I've done this, it could work. Let's see, how many blocks do I have now? So, I forgot. So we got a box at the top, and this thing is 6 blocks. So I guess that could work. And I fell again, of course. Also, this kind of thing makes me wish that we had like the repairing thing using the crafting grid, so I could just combine broken shovels. That could be nice. Or just broken armor. That would be great. Anyway, how is the topsail looking? And I think it should be good, since it will be 1 BS wide as the bottom sail. Anyway, I'm now going to place in the remaining logs, which just reminds me that I shouldn't have jumped off. Instead, I should have dug down. Anyway, I was just muted, but I was saying that was quite close. Good thing I had the armor, since that protected me. Would have been annoying if I died and lost all this progress. So I'm just gonna quickly heal and save. I guess at least this was a nice reminder that I shouldn't forget to save regularly. I'm looking at it, the last save that I did was like 20 minutes ago. So the loss wouldn't be so terrible, but it would have been annoying. Anyway, I'm now going to go back up, finish this thing, finish placing the deluxe, and also I'm gonna do the crow's nest, and once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go grab some cloth to add a black. I haven't yet decided what colors that I want to use. And of course I fell again. Well, I think I just gonna... I haven't done that much, so I'm gonna load the last save and just do it again, since I'll have to climb back up anyway. So might as well heal myself by reloading the last save. And now for the crow's nest, I'm gonna place where looks like so. Although now that I think about it, planks would be better probably. Since that will give it some more variety, kind of. And then looks at the top. Well, at least I haven't lost that much health this time. Although building this now just or the walls just now made me think that perhaps it would be easier if I flooded the deck with water. That way at least I'd sort of prevent some of the fall damage. Although that could also lead to bad things. So I probably will not do it. But anyway, now that I've got the crow's nest, I'm gonna go down and go get the cloth blocks. I'm gonna grab both the light grey cloth blocks to make some sails and some other colors to make the flags. Or wait, flag. You know, for a second I was thinking of changing the shape of the crow's net, but I think I'm gonna keep it. And I'm also gonna heal myself quickly. And once I get to the top of the tower, I'm going to save just in case. Or maybe not at the top of the tower once I get to the top of the ship, to the crow's nest. I'm gonna save before I start building the flag. That way if I fall I can just reload the save and start building again. Anyway, as for the colors, I don't think I'll use any of the purple ones. Just trying to think. The ship that I got in the classic city is made out of cobbles. I mean, the flag on this ship in the classic city is made out of dirt and cobblestone. So maybe I could kind of try to replicate that and make this flag out of orange and light grey cloth, or orange and dark clay, but I don't think that would look that good. I think white and red would be a good combination. It will make it look like it's English, but that should be fine. Now we're with the red. What I'm thinking of doing is like design like white stripe in the middle surrounded by, or a red stripe in the middle surrounded by white. I think this should be enough for that. So I'm gonna go down and grab some light grey cloth, which is a reminded bit I can just jump down. I didn't need to use these staircase. Anyway, how are you doing in terms of time? Hour and 46 minutes, so I don't think I'll be able to finish the ship fully, but at least I'll finish the mass. And the sails and stuff. And this time I'm gonna try to make the... Okay, what was that? I think something just fell. Maybe it fell down there. Yeah. There we go. And where's the skeleton? Oh, it's down there. I'm gonna leave him there. He can have fun on his own. and I think he's drowning, and while I'm here I think I'm gonna quickly craft a shovel. I might need it because of all of the scaffolding. And now that I'm at the top, I'm gonna place myself kind of over here and save. Now let's see. I'm just thinking about. I'm now not sure how long do I want the flag to be. That's probably fine. I just realized I didn't want this. So 3 blocks out. Then I think I'm gonna go 1 block, like 3 blocks like so. Although now that I think about it, if I don't like the flag, then I... Oh, sorry, I was kind of bad explaining what I was just thinking now is that for some reason I thought that if I break these glove blocks then nothing will drop, but they obviously will drop something, unlike the shells. So I was thinking that if I did something wrong I wouldn't be able to fix it and I would need to reload it, but now that I think about it, reloading it is probably better to like redo things. But anyway, I think I'm gonna do it like so, and then I'm gonna make the middle layer longer, so. And make it kind of wavy. To finish it, I'm gonna put in some torches. I think for this I'm gonna make a new save quickly. So that I can look at the flag from below and then reload the save so I'm at the top again. And looking at it, I think that doesn't look so good. I think I'm gonna redo the flag and make like 2 blocks, then 3 blocks. Kinda differently, and it's gonna look, I feel like it's looking kinda weird how it's so close to the top. So what I think I'm gonna do is reload the save before I build it. And start building 1 block lower. So 2 blocks like this, then 3 blocks to the front. start over again. And once more. Now 1, 2, 3. And now I'm thinking, no, just 1 block. I gotta pick it up later. Don't want to lose that love block. And just 1 more block maybe. Or yeah, I think 1 more block like so. And I just realized I probably should have saved while I was at the top. Shouldn't have just jumped down. Would have been way easier. But anyway, I think. I think the flag should be good now. Although just to be sure, I'm gonna save again. Let's see, where is the like save? So I'm gonna rewrite it and go down to see how I like the flag now that it's been lit up. And I think it kind of works. So I think I'm gonna keep it that way and load the last save. Although looking at the time, we are at around 45 minutes, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish the sails. So let's see now. With this ship, I'm thinking of trying a bit of a different shape for the sails. Although I'm not sure if it will be such a good idea. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna first add some blocks to the corners. And it would be quite nice if it was day right now so I could see better. And I fill them, of course. So I think I'm just gonna load up the last save. Since that's faster. I'm going up. Now for the next part, I'm gonna make these blocks go like so. Although now that I think about it, it kind of doesn't make sense. Because I'm kind of making the sails below in the wind, but they are in the harbor. But it should be fine. Should be kind of more interesting this way. And moment of carelessness and I fell down. But I think this shape should kind of work. Anyway, I don't feel like redoing it, so I'm just gonna climb up. But before I do it, I'm gonna heal myself quickly. Oh, I think I should keep these blocks in here and place this in here. And I think this should work, so I'm gonna save once again to just take a look at how it looks. And I can't see much, so give me a second. I just realized that I can just raise the brightness of my monitor, and I think that sail is looking kind of nice. Anyway, I'm gonna wait a bit more for day to take a better look, and I'm gonna finish, do the other sail. And I think once I do the other sail, it will be the end of the stream, since we are kind of close to 2 hours. I must say I kind of thought that I would be able to finish this ship in this stream, but I guess so it seems like I've loaded up the wrong save. I guess I accidentally loaded up the save where I didn't build the flag. Well, that's fine, I'm just gonna build it a bit later. I guess I gotta be more careful with these saves. But at least now I know I want to build. It just made me realize that there are some blocks on this cell that are supposed to be there. I think that glove block and that glove block in there. So I'm gonna remove that later. And I feel like some more thing will be at the top. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly switch to peaceless, since I'll be loading up an older save anyway, and Yeah, I think some of the corner glove blocks are kind of in the way. Anyway, wait for us. Alright. Rank save once again. And one block. And rank save. Once again, I need to be... I'm kind of making it confusing for myself. Thankfully, these light grey glove boxes are renewable, so I don't need to worry about them, unlike the other glove colors. Anyway, now that I'm here at the top, I'm gonna remove this third block, which I got to remove, and then I'm gonna redo the flag. Since I'm here, and I think I'm gonna do it a bit differently. I think I'm gonna make it one block, then 3 trunk spot, then so 3 like so. Wrong color. Good thing that a sword breaks all blocks a bit faster. Then I'm gonna do 1, 2, 2, and I think 1, 2. This should be good. So let me just quickly save. This time I gotta remember which thing I've saved to. And yeah, I think the flag now looks good compared to before. And this time I'll select the correct save. Alright, this was a bit of lag, but now it should be fine. And the crow's nest still has got enough space despite the flag being so low. Ouch. And of course I fell again. I gotta be more careful. Thankfully I got all of these saves to regain my health. I also don't mind losing this dirt since I got quite a lot of it, even if it's not renewable. Maybe I know I'm kind of getting confused as to how this is supposed to be done. And I think I now got it correctly. Right, so what that logo was supposed to be there. Now let's see, how are we looking? I think that's kind of nice. So now I'm just trying to decide or imagine how I want to continue. So blocks in the corners. And blocks like so in front. I'm gonna place them in and then take a look to see how I'm liking this. And I think it's looking good. The shape seems to be good. Although I feel like the shape of the top one could be changed a bit. Because I feel like it's going too far to the front. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fix it a bit. Because looking at it now, I don't like how it's looking anymore. At least compared to the black at the, the sail at the bottom. Although now that I think about it, probably would have been wise if I saved before I did this, so I could like revert it just in case, but it should be fine. Shouldn't be too hard to redo it if I don't like it. Sorry, I've just noticed that I was muted. What I was saying that... Anyway, I haven't been able to finish this ship. So I'll be finishing it off stream. Basically, I've got to build like another mast. I think I'll like add a triangular sail over here and add some like blocks to kind of connect the mast to the ship, because right now the structural integrity isn't looking so great. And I've just remembered that I also need to like do the stuff that's below the deck. So yeah, that's something that I'll do off stream and then show you in the next stream. And I also probably work on some of these buildings. Anyway, I think for this world I'm only gonna make one ship. But yeah, there's everything that I wanted to say, so I'll be seeing you in the next one.